Okay, so again, the purpose here is to get maybe a 10 to 15 minute max presentation of this topic, and then let you guys
Video camera? Do you
okay.
want video camera?
Right, so here we
I
go.
don't know how to use it. I know how to use this. Okay.
So if you guys might want to log in if you're on your docs.
Oh, they need to meet into Google Docs themselves.
This is you guys all logged in? Okay, so this is my drive. So when I bring up my drive, it's pre-sorted into folders already. And well, let me. Yeah, I mean, I got some feedback. I was like, oh, dude, if you just show me how to make a folder, that's a folder. I'm not sure how much this is going to work. Okay, so, all right, so. So brief two-slide presentation here. Okay, so this sounded witty to me last night after a couple cocktails. If it doesn't sound witty to you now, then okay, whatever. Your drive drives you nuts. How to organize that hot mess that's on your site. Right? So you're going to learn these 3 things today. 3 simple things. They're takeaways. Okay. And then if you want, here's some other ideas over here. I can show you how to do. Disclaimer. I just figured all this out by just playing around with Google Drive. How to figure it out. So I don't pretend to be an expert. I use it a lot in the classroom. I do it a lot professionally. Less so personally, but I certainly don't pretend to be an expert. There are probably some of you in this room that can show me something, honestly. So I'm just telling you that I use it very regularly and how I use it. So here we go. So you're going to learn how to use folders, and then wait for it, folders within folders. Folders within folders. And in that process, I can show you how to drag and add folders to any files to a folder. Really, really simple. Single files, multiple files, whatever have you. Okay. Then I think we'll show you how to share things. The one thing about sharing documents on Google Drive is it's not totally intuitive. But once you get the right clicking done, it becomes intuitive. Okay? So I'll show you how to share settings, how to set that for certain audiences, or whatever. Okay? How to unshare it, that kind of stuff. And then you'll learn. I'll show you. I've got a few assignments. I can just show you really, really simple things you can do with your students for presentations or whatever have you. And then if you want to, and then after that, you guys can go play. Okay? So. Let's start with this first thing. Creating folders. Okay. So the first thing, what I did was when I sat down to kind of organize my hot mess. I don't know how long time it was I thought about how do I want to organize myself? Like what do I want that first page to look like? What kind of folders do I want to use? And so I've organized it like this. Click on my drive. And what I've got here are kind of the main things I do in my life here on campus. Okay. Brittany are advising the class of 2020, so there's some things in there. This is all my school stuff. Yeah. Stuff the social studies department does, and then whole school. So I organize my brain that way, right? And so that's one way to approach it. Okay? And then of course I've created folders here. Okay? So, if you wanted to just, one other thing. I put kind of the things I regularly use on this first page of my drive. So I'm constantly updating my lesson calendars. So I put that on my main page. You might put other things, I don't know. Okay? So for example, in here I've got, these are all my lesson plan calendars for Go. Okay? And I regularly pop in here. So that's that. And then same with US history. Okay? So I think the first thing I want to say is kind of get meta, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about how you think. Think about how you want to be organized. Okay? All right, so when you're creating a folder, and again, if this is too basic, then let me know, but I just click New, Folder, title it.
Does it automatically go in the current folder that you're in?
Yeah. It goes in whatever page you're on, I guess that's the way to put it, it goes there. Got it? So you guys, if you want to do that, you can do that. All right. Now, what you can do too is once you're in a folder, click into that space, and you can create a folder within a folder. Okay? Easy as that. Now, where are you? Where are you in Drive? Wherever you're at. Like, I think sometimes that's hard to, like, where the hell am I in this matrix? Right? And so that's up here for you, up here at the top. Okay? I'm in Drive, then I'm into Test folder, and I'm in Test folder. Okay? So you can click here to go back to Drive, or you can click here. Okay? So that's back on my, I'll call it the home page. Okay? Questions? Yeah.
How do you make them colorful?
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, these are
No, no, it's
Yeah.
Helps you find.
So that's, I'm very visual oriented, and so if you don't color, if they're all gray, and you have to pay attention to the words, and I don't like to do that.
What is this reading thing you
Holy
speak of?
crap, the kids are coming. Where's that folder? So I know, so you just write, simple as this, you just right click, color.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You can. And make
Can you
it,
give us 30 minutes real quick?
and then click whatever color you want. Now the colors are kind of limited, especially to this X artist here, but you can. So again, you right click, change color. Okay. Okay, so that's folders within folders. Any other questions?
What was going on in U.S. history in the year 1617?
Okay, so that's another way. I'm glad you asked. So another way that I organize myself in these folders is I designate the year, the school year I'm in. So this is the 2016. But that's a good question. It brings up, why is that 1617? Because that's the year 2016, 2017. So I try and organize it by year. So you can do that if you'd like. Okay.
Dave, do you want an answer to that question?
Yeah, right.
I can
How's
answer
my
that.
time? Let's start with January 1st, 1617. On that day.
Oh, you take notes for all those Friday morning.
Okay. Now.
Can you
So if
can you
want,
move?
let's say, like we get to next year and you want to archive that folder, the 16, 17.
Good question. Okay, so this folder, this will blow your mind. If this blew your mind, this will blow your mind more. Okay, so this is everything I have on Drive since I started using Drive. I label it my classroom because A, I use Google Classroom, and B, it's obviously my classroom stuff, right? And so if you click, I double click this. These are various things I've done over the years. And then, Jeff, to answer your question, I make a folder that is labeled archive. And I leave it gray because it's kind of dead.
So,
That's how I'm going to get it.
so you have 16, 17 stuff
Former art student. Yeah.
within My Drive, and you also have that folder in the My Classroom. And they're just, what are they just, so what is the folder then?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Well, it seems like you've got the same folder in two different places, right?
No.
So the
let's call this home base. Right?
okay.
So at the end of this year, how do you move that 16, 17 into your archival folder?
Because you have that
Yes, yes.
16, 17.
I'll show you that.
Okay.
So this year, okay, so classroom, okay, so on this homepage, I put all the stuff I do most. Okay.
Right.
A, my kind of meta organizing of like my school, my department, my classroom, class 2020. Then I put on that homepage the stuff I most interact with. Okay. Let's say I didn't want to do that, Jeremy. Let's say I wanted to have this. I'll show you how to move folders. Okay. You click on it once. I'm going to move multiple short folders, but you just drag it. Or you can do multiple folders. Now it's there.
Now, if you shared access to folder with somebody and you move it, does it keep that
Yeah.
access with them?
Yeah.
In the different, okay. So, but in my classroom, it looked like you already had that folder. Was it just a different?
No, it's just different. So 14, 15. Then in 2015, I started using Google Classroom.
Oh, one was assignments, one was calendars.
15, 16 archive. Here's all the 16, 17 stuff.
Okay.
Then certain classes I color code, like everything Gov is in this year is going to be everything U.S. history is orange. So I can do that.
So how do you move those back out a folder? Like, do you just go up and drag it into my classroom or my drive, or?
Yeah. So how do I get them back out?
Right.
You just click on it again. Let's see, I want to do calendars. Also, really quick while I'm here, notice what unfortunately Google doesn't do for OCD nerdy guy is it doesn't have rich text. And so I use all caps and numbers a lot to organize my space so I can see it. So I color code as well as I all caps. So they don't have like bold or anything like that, right? So when I want to see something that's specific within a title, I use all caps. So you'll see calendars, folders, assignments. And those are kind of the three main things I do in U.S. history. Okay? All right. And again, I want to be sensitive to our time, so if you feel like you want to peel off right now, let me know and we can stop now. You can screw around with folders. Okay, so Jeremy, to answer your question real quick, you just grab it.
Hold control.
Quick control.
Yeah.
Drag it. Now it's back.
Oh, onto the left, my drive. Oh, okay. Can you do it onto the upper main, kind of like?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So let me get at some other questions in here. Great. And then
So-
Jeff. And
You
then,
might have covered this while I was coding, but like, so I have a lot of stuff that either I'm the author of or someone else has shared with me.
Right.
Sorry to pull. And
Right.
like, I would love to put those in the same place.
so you're talking about people who share things. with you.
Right, but I want to put their file in
My drive.
a folder.
Okay, so you go
I
to
want
share.
the same folder. Whether I'm the author or they're the author, I want to put them in the same folder.
Hot mess.
Okay, so let's do this, I guess. Folder. Let's just rename this one. Rename
Example.
shared files with. Sorry, I'm a horrible typer. This. I'm like barely better than a bird. Okay. All right, then what you kind of have to do is, let's say I want to take this, and it's organized by date. But let's say you want to see the old ones, just come to shared date.
Okay.
Click on it. Last modified. You can go modified by me, whatever. But let's say you want to take this and this and this and put it. Okay. So one of two things you can do. It depends on how your brain works.
Okay.
You can just dump it into your drive.
How? Oh, just
Okay,
drag.
there you go, that's that,
Highlight and
right.
drag.
And then pick it up.
Now see how it's
Drag it.
still here,
Yeah.
but it's here too. Okay, it's not. Okay, so that I don't know. So it looks like some of this stuff.
That works.
Some of this stuff on shared can be shared, some of it can't. So that has to do with probably share settings.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
Okay, so let's say like the kids made us the 2020 t-shirt file, but I want to put it in a folder, even though I
Okay.
didn't make that. Like, where do I?
Okay, so they share it with you, right?
Yeah.
And then you just go to the shared folder. and grab it and drag it in. Okay? Okay, Jeff?
I was wondering if you could make, like, the default location, if, you know, Grace Kim shares a presentation with you. It just goes to share the thing. Can you create like a default folder?
I don't believe you can do that.
But that's where it goes, right?
It will, if someone shares something with you, okay, so think of my drive as my home base. That's your personal space. Okay, and there are funky things about Google that I don't totally love. But once you get used to navigating it, you just get used to it, and then every once in a while you go, damn it, that's annoying. But I can't do anything about it because the Google sphere. So, as far as I know, you can't designate somebody, if someone's sharing something to you and it goes right into the Jeff Mike share folder. It's always on the share, it goes into this hot mess of share. That's why I hate this thing. Shared with me. It's just the way it is, right?
So you just drag.
You can just drag.
Drag it in.
Okay? And you had a question?
Brittany had the same question.
Okay. If you want to remove something, again, I just right click everything. Okay? So, yeah.
I appreciate, like, this is just like crawling into your brain and understanding why you do.
You don't want to be
things and
get out.
and I think that all of us in each
Very
of our
true.
spaces,
Very true.
like we can figure,
Like, what the hell is in
works.
here?
Do you still use Word? Like, do you still have, like, all my files are, like, what I create is still on Word? Like, do you still do Word?
Totally.
Do you have all those folders somewhere?
Yeah.
And have you ever thought of converting to Google Drive, or why wouldn't you?
Okay, so here's my hard drive folder. Right? Just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
off top of it, just so you see it. So documents, and I organize that too.
Is there overlap? Is there?
No, so there's some things that I decide ahead of time. That's why I say get meta first. Like I hate that term, whatever. Okay, like get outside your head and go. Okay, where do I want this to be?
Okay.
Like okay, so long story short is that Word, PowerPoint, everything else is really a lot more robust than Google Docs, and easier to format and use. But you can, so most of my stuff's on my hard drive. Okay, but there are stuff that I do that's on Google too. Most of it's on my hard drive. I don't Google everything.
You can also store all of your
Yeah.
Word stuff in Google Drive.
Yeah.
And you can even open it from the browser. But if you open it from the browser, it converts it
Right.
into a Google
And I can,
thing.
right, okay. So Eric, let's say you can upload Word docs, PowerPoints, PDFs into Google, and it saves it as, or comes up as a Word doc. And then you can turn it into a Google Doc and edit from there. Okay, so let's review real quick, because I want to be sensitive to your time and want you to screw around with things. First of all, do you want to just stop right now and you guys just go with that? Or do you want to keep fielding questions?
I want personal stuff with those pieces.
A little more about the sharing.
Okay. Okay, so let's do the second bullet point here. Okay, the sharing. Okay, and this can be a little confusing, and you kind of have to wrap your brain around it. Okay.
We're going deep meta.
And then I'll show you, and then I'll finish. I'll show you with how I use the sharing settings and the file, all this together with students. Okay, real easy. Or I guess easy once you get used to it. Okay, so let's say I want to share this folder with Brittany. Hey Brittany, this is where I got everything. We don't have much in here, but here we go.
Right.
Okay. That's okay. Okay, so when you want to share something, you can do a couple things here. You can right-click, share, or get shareable link. Why they have both of these, I don't know. But they do. So, or you can come up here and hit that, or you can come here. Okay, that's move. Excuse me, that's move. So you can go here or right-click. I always right click,
Yeah.
okay? And you go share. Okay, stop. Think. Because once you share stuff, you want to know how do you want to share it? Who do you want to see it? Okay, and the district has preset it to like everybody in FUHSD with the link.
Right.
I never do that. It doesn't matter. I mean, I just don't want to share it with that universe, right? So you want to stop and go advanced. And this is.
So you're worried
look,
that somebody's
the,
going to
the,
like
the robust
send the
universe that I will
link to
show you right now is it's this little stupid gray advanced thing. Here's the big done button. Here's the big this and but advanced. And here's your in this. Okay, now it's preset to private only me.
Look at that nice little picture there.
Okay. I'm the owner of this. I want to share it with Brittany. Okay, I can do one of two things. I can go Rich. Okay, I can do that. Okay, and then I can add a message if I want, and I can send a copy of myself if I want.
Okay.
Okay? Or,
But is that shareable because it's still private up above?
yes, it's going to be
Okay.
private between you and I.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right, so then I'm going to share this with her, and then I'm going to set, does she want to, I want her to be able to edit it, add it, and screw around with it.
Okay.
Or I want her only to look at it. That's probably like, business to business, person to person kind of thing. I want to share this document only with one person, this subject.
That's really cool.
Okay, the other thing you can do, and this is where the,
Why couldn't you do that in the previous screen?
I don't, well, you could, excuse me, yes, you could.
Without going to advanced any?
Yeah, you could. Okay, see, okay, right click, share. You can do that right
Yeah,
here.
right there, can you
You
just?
can.
Okay.
Yeah, I just never do that. Well, not because it's bad, it's just don't do it. Because when I'm sharing these folders, it's usually with students and doing assignments with them.
Mike, if you don't enter a name right there, it just defaults to a universe.
Excuse me?
If you don't enter a specific email address right there, what's the default? And you hit done.
There is
Nothing will
nothing.
happen.
Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Okay, so advanced. Here's a link, but it's only me. I want to change that. Okay, now, did you see what I just did? Okay. I want to share this folder with Brittany. Okay, it's preset to private. That's a good thing. I'm the owner, because I made the folder, obviously. I want to share it with her via a link. Here are all the options the district has for that, and it's preset to this, but you can have it on in a variety of different ways. I always click on anyone with the link because that limits it to only those people I send it to. Okay. If I do any of these other things, then you have this option too. This would be helpful for cross-screen things.
So anyone in Fremont High School District with the link is more restricted than anyone with the link, right?
Well, the most restrictive, of course, is me,
Right.
person to person.
So it goes like the least restrictive going up
Yeah.
to the left. Okay.
Or most restrictive, right?
So the
To
one
its
above
public
it,
on the
Right,
web.
right.
the one above it requires you to be logged in.
Okay? So, I click on this. All right, now this is the other thing. This is a pain in the butt, but we're just going to own it. Go, that's the way it is. All right, now I want to share this with Brittany. Now, now that I have this more advanced share, I want to share a link with her instead of just giving her to her directly. Do I want her to view it only? So right now you might just go, okay, cool, I'm going to share it with her. Save.
I think this is where I screw up a lot,
Yeah.
because when I send stuff, like if I send like a script to Jeff or something, and he's like, that was nice, I can't edit it, so like.
Yeah.
Right. So,
But-
and that's why it's not obvious.
Because you can download that and then edit it.
You have to change it. So you go view only, change it, can organize, add, edit.
Well, on view only, you can download something that was
Yes.
view only,
Yes.
and then edit on your
Yes.
own, and then re-upload.
But let's say I want her to
Right.
be able to, edit this doc within that folder.
Live
Yeah.
on the.
Okay. Now, this is another time where you stop and you think, okay, I'm about to share this doc with somebody and they have full access to it, and they may play with it. Okay, and they need to do that, but you want to be the owner of it, so you just need to tell that person, hey, don't mess with my document. I'll do the editing. So you got to kind of think outside your head. Or let's collaborate on this. Or you're going to share this with a class, right? And you go, okay, class, I'm sharing this folder with you. You have editing rights so that you all can edit. And you don't have to do this silly typing, what's your email address, and okay? Like, let's all share with each other. Once you share a folder with somebody and they have editing rights, once they can mess around with that totally. So what can happen, of course, is kids mess with each other's assignments. I've never had that happen, really, only in my kind of fun ways, like here and there, like enough. But you have to tell the kids, look, don't mess with each other's stuff. Okay? But this can be cool with assignments, because if you share a folder with kids, and like they create a bunch of Google slide presentations in it, okay, they can all see each other's slide presentations and get creative ideas from each other's work, because they all can see it. So that's kind of a cool, whatever, teaching tool. Okay, so I'm well past 15 minutes. I want to make sure you guys are comfortable. Do you want to? Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's get some feedback. Do you guys want to stop and play? Do you want to continue fielding questions?
As long as you know, you'll help us.
I think as long as people have
Yeah.
questions,
Like, you know,
Okay.
if the rest of us may tool around.
Okay, I just want to make sure this is effective for you and it's working for you.
I got colors.
Okay, Matt,
So-
Kenny, Diane.
With those folders, you're saying if you share a folder, so,
Yeah.
and I use Google Classroom too, so I'm trying to kind of separate the two.
Yeah.
If I share a folder with you, and then other people start putting things in that folder,
Yes.
I can then, and all of us.
I can go in and look at it too.
I can go in and look at it, you can look at it,
Yeah.
everybody who it's shared with
Yeah.
can look at it.
And that's
So-
pretty cool because you can be at your desk here, right? And you go, hey, Mr. Williams, can you take a look at my Google slide presentation or whatever have you? Yeah, what group are you? 9. Okay, whoosh, look at it, and I can chat with them in it. Right? Hey, this looks good, that looks bad, whatever. Have you add this, add that?
So that's different than sharing a document, though, in the sense that
It's
if
not
I-
really.
It's not, okay.
You can share a document, or you can share a folder and set it to edit, or view
Okay.
only. Okay.
If I share a folder with a colleague, for example, do I have to worry about that colleague then sort of maybe messing up and sharing it with other people? Or as the owner, do I have control of only who?
Yes. You can send it to them as view only. They can't.
But if I share it, for example, with Jeremy, all right,
Yeah.
and
he
you know
has
we're
to-
editing some material we don't want students
Then
to
he
see,
has full access to that folder.
and if he share it with somebody else?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm now a co-owner,
Yes.
and then I can give it to all the students, and they can know the test. And
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're not getting any.
Excuse me. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I think the main owner has ultimate. Yeah, that's right. I think
There's
Penny,
different
if you're the
settings.
owner,
Yeah.
then you would have discretion in that. But,
Okay.
I think you could turn off sharing, right?
and you can turn off sharing. All right. So here's how to do that.
Take paper on a paper.
Yeah.
Also, you can go back and see who messed with what when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at revisions
Yes.
and go back in time.
Okay. So see this folder here. Let's say you want to unshare something. Okay. Let's say it's a folder for an assignment. The kids have entered it, completed it, and you want to unshare it. And you don't want them to take because the stuff when you share a folder with students, they're going to save it on their drive. So now it's on their computer. And so let's say this, you want to have this, and that's just the thing you have to get used to. Is like there may be stuff just floating around out there. Okay. So you have to kind of think, okay, this is on their computer. How long do I want it to be on their computer, or do I care? So let's say you want to, the assignment's over and you want to unshare something. Then you can go up here to this button here. See, when you share something, this little person comes in the folder. This shoulder is not shared.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
This folder is shared.
That's what it looks
Okay, so you can come up here to this, get shareable link. Okay. Well, it was previously shared, so I don't know why I did that. And now I can share it. Okay. I'm trying to think of something. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see. Classroom. Okay. Let's say I want to unshare this folder now. I hate this. Sorry. My internal monologue is too loud. Get shareable link. Unshare. Now it's back on you. On your home. Okay.
And that's just come off of everybody's hard drive.
They just don't have access
They
to
don't have
that.
access
Yeah.
to it anymore.
Okay? All right.
So if you accidentally share something,
Yeah.
you can.
So just at every phase, like it's not the end of the world, but like at every phase, just go, okay, what do I want to do here? And that's why I think when you're using, like when it comes to organizing your files, whatever you want to go, okay, how do I want this to look? Where do I want this to go? Okay.
So what
Yeah.
if what if I have something that I've shared and I was the owner, and I'm going through and I'm kind of cleaning up and I delete it?
Yeah.
Do they still
That
have it?
depend. If you delete it, I believe if you're the owner, then it's gone. Okay.
Unless they saved it.
Unless they save it on their drive. Yeah. That happened with me and my student teacher a couple years ago. I unshared something. He said, "Hey, Williams, share that back with me." And I go, "Okay." Okay. So let's do a quick example of how you could use this in the classroom. Diana, you had a question.
So I think I made a mistake in the past. Like I've had students share essays with me. So I have hundreds of old essays.
Yeah.
Is there a way to easily organize my shared with me sections?
No.
Can you delete stuff in
But
there?
you can organize it by, you can search,
Okay.
I believe, I don't use ShareMe a lot, but you can search by text documents, right? And then it lines up all text documents.
But there's no way to
I mean,
create.
sorry, all documents.
There's no way to create a folder within Shared With Me that you
No.
can dump these into. Okay.
No, let's try. Who knows? I don't think so. And if you can, then I don't know how to do it.
But can't you create a doc, like a folder that they put it all in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you that now.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so I just did this in US history. Okay? So it's in classroom. In this school year. These are all the things I did this year with kids, so far. Okay, and I just did this in Heroes of Map activity. Actually, let me do this. Get my internal monologues too loud. Okay, you have assignments. Okay, I'm doing this assignment right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So what's cool about this is you can create a folder, put all the materials in it, share it with the kids, eliminates all the copying, it's done, and they have it. Like, you have to make sure, like, hey, read that. There's still something about giving a kid, even in this day, like something tangible. And they want it sometimes too. But what you can do is you can make a folder that you know you're going to use as a project and preload it with all the stuff, okay, that they need. So I did this recently, okay, and in this folder, and I've shared it, as you can see, with my kids in 3rd period and 5th period on Google Classroom. But you don't have to have Google Classroom; you can just share it.
But if you just share it without Google Classroom, you're in individual
But
emails, right?
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Or you can just post the link.
And there's 2 ways to do that.
Post the link, yeah.
Anybody.
A, you're on Google Classroom, you can just post it on Classroom. I can show you that if you like. Okay. B, you create a link and you send it out in an email. Or C, you put it in a locker. Go click here for the SCOTUS landmark cases file. And then you click on that and it'll take you to that folder. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, here, so this is an example of what you can do. So I'm gonna throw this at the kids today. Okay, so here's all the stuff they need to know. Here's all the stuff they need to do this assignment. Here's the instructions. Okay. Okay. Okay, instructions, case, how to write it up, a rubric. Here are all the materials for the cases I want them to look at. Blah, blah, blah. Don't mean to be too tedious or give you seizures. But, okay, now I shared that with them. Okay, and what I'm going to say is, okay, here's all the materials for this assignment. And what I want you to do is I want you to create a Google slide presentation within that folder, okay? So that when we bring this up in class, I just bring this up and they're all loaded in there. Okay? And you get even more nerdy, and you get nerdy really quick when you start organizing yourself, right? So I have them label it a very specific way. So it goes in specific order. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4. Otherwise they're like, Williams landmark case, boom.
And they spell Williams wrong, right?
Right. It's like, high caps, low caps, numbers, backwards, whatever the hell. Okay, so, I want it to look like this. Okay? Or I can change it if they don't do that. Okay? Okay, now to give you an example of what that looks like, and again, pause me, right? Let's do a U.S. history thing I do. Let's do kids. Okay, so I did a Progressive Era Facebook project. And this is care of Ellie Camden, Kyle Howden, and then various edits. So I don't claim this is not my authorship. I tweaked it for my purposes, but just to give credit where credit's due. Okay, so I sent this folder to the kids. Okay, and I said, hey, here's this folder. I want you to create a slide within it. Okay. And in that folder, I gave them a template. I gave them the directions, I gave them a rubric, and I gave them a sample. And then they created all this stuff. Okay? So all you have to do is you bring this up on your computer, okay, and you go, okay, Group 1, get up here. Go. Okay?
So they share it to that folder? Or
Yeah, so you go, I give them
when
the
they
folder.
make something new.
I give it to they add it to their drive. I've shared it with them with editing rights. They can mess with it as they see fit. Okay? And so you go, let's say you want to create another folder, new folder, whoops, sorry. New, Google Slides. Boom. Okay. Slow. Sample. Okay, now it's back in here.
I'm sorry, Mike. The students don't have to share their presentation. They just have to put it back in the folder you gave them.
They create the presentation
Within the as long as they do that, they don't have to do any sharing.
Now this is where you go, hey, all you little kids, let's have a religious moment right now. Okay? I can see this, you can see this, don't mess with it. And this school, they follow. And I'm monitoring too. So if you just kind of go, look, let's be adults here, okay, or whatever. Let's not, don't mess with
Try to be adults.
Yeah.
Can they, like, if you give them, say, okay, share it with me in this folder, can they share it with you without editing rights, and therefore no one else can mess with it?
No, because I'm the owner. So whatever I give them, they're beholden to me to
Okay, so you as the owner of the folder, those are global settings, regardless of what anybody else puts in there, those are the settings that are going to apply.
Yeah. So once I share a folder with somebody that's edit and mess with and whatever have you, they can do whatever they want in that. So you have to kind of go, okay, what am I, and this is where you get into conversations with yourself about, okay, where's my comfort level of, so one thing might happen, we're like, okay, you take this, all right, and you send it to the next 5 years of kids or whatever. And so they all have, Margaret Sanger from 2012 ends up, just kind of change it. Could that happen? Yeah. But you kind of have to go, you know what, there's only so much you can control.
Can you unshare?
Oh, yeah.
The other thing that's nice too, if you're really worried about students editing other people's stuff, is on a little farther over, I don't think it's showing up on this, but if you scroll to the right, Mike, you can see who last edited every folder. So like if some kid went in and messed somebody else's thing up, their name will come up next to it, and it will show who was the person who made the change. So it'll be really obvious who the tyrant was.
And another cool thing is you can track, go to, I hate this presentation. here, sorry. But if you bring up this assignment, who's this, right? You can see somehow, I'm not doing it, I don't want to take too much time to look at it, you can see who's contributed and who's not.
So if you go to revision history.
Yeah. Where is it? View.
There's our file, I think.
Yeah, there we go. See revision history.
Revision history. And again, it changes. So I know this kid, these kids all kind of put, this is when they worked on it, show more detailed videos. So I know that John Boucher had significant input on this.
I think if we click on it, you can see what, it'll highlight what the actual change was.
Yeah, and you can restore.
Oh,
So
wow.
I can click on like revision history and go, oh, okay, little Johnny or Jane didn't do jack on this assignment, and they want full credit. Yep. And they know that.
Or like if you've shared a file with a colleague and they've accidentally deleted something
Yeah.
that you didn't mean for them to delete, you can go back and get the stuff before they deleted it.
Okay.
Just really quickly,
Sure.
there was a question earlier, can I organize my shared with me folder?
Yes.
You can create a folder within your own drive.
Yes.
And it'll basically.
We did that. Yes.
Yeah, you can link everything.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, Nick, you can drag it into that folder from the shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people are using Google Classroom, but like I have people, I
Yeah.
create assignments in Google Classroom, and when they
Yeah.
turn them in, they just end up in my drive. Like,
Right.
they're everywhere. And how can you get, like, if I want all of period two's goal sheets to go into a folder
Then you
before
have-
they even do anything with them, how do I do that? And that might be, if
Okay, so what
if
you have
people
to
aren't using
do-
Google Classroom, that might not, be appropriate to spend
So what you
time
have
on,
to
but-
do is go into your drive, let's do, right, create a new folder, stuff, okay? Okay, now you've got the folder, okay? Let's label this, this is why labeling is kind of important, period, 3, stuff, okay? And you're using Google Classroom. And this is not per what, I'm happy to answer this question, Matt, but I want to be, I'll just, this is really quick, but yeah. So I use Classroom as well. So, let's say I want to add this to my, I hate this view, but
Do you
sorry.
need to store the revision? Does it stuff everything?
So, let's say I wanted to, this activity I just did on Classroom.
So if
Okay.
I just want to see
Let's say I wanted to
but it won't affect what it detects.
add a link, edit. Okay.
So, like,
What I need to do, Matt, is go to Drive, create a link for this, set the share folding, share settings, okay? Grab that link,
And put it in the assignment.
and then drop it here as that link, add link, and then when they use that folder, it pops in there already.
So this.
And then there's another level there.
Okay, I don't want to take a
No,
ton
it's
of
okay.
time, but
I want to see.
do they not then need to use the turn in button on that then? Because it goes into
They
that
can.
folder? If they turn it in,
Yeah.
when they turn that in?
Yeah, so
They
there's
don't go
two
into that
things.
folder?
That's creating a folder. If you want, when you create an assignment in Google Classroom, it automatically creates a folder in your drive for that assignment and it preloads.
So I have.
But you may not always want to make an assignment. You just want to maybe, here's a folder, put your stuff in this or whatever, and if you don't want it to be an assignment,
Yeah,
it's, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, you guys had a lot of good questions. I don't, is there anything I can review with you? Do you have any other questions? I kind of just went with that and I kept asking you. I want to make sure you come out of this session like we all want with like some takeaways that this was effective. So, Jeremy?
So there's the online version of Google Drive, and then there's the on my computer that looks like my documents file, but it's not because it's my Google Drive. And how does that differ, or does everything I do on there just mirror onto?
Okay, think of Google Drive as another hard drive. I call it the hard drive in the sky, because it's in the clouds, right? So think of Google Drive as, that's another hard drive I have available to me. That's the best way, I think the simplest way to think of it. And then I have one on my computer too. Sorry, I just punched myself behind. Okay?
So,
and you can merge those two if you want.
Yeah, but
so that's what I
don't they
did.
update automatically? Is that what you're
So that's what I did here. So when I go on my computer, I have libraries, right, and it goes to documents. But that's all my computer. But then I can go up to favorites in Google Drive, and and then I have like my documents in there, which I put all of my documents onto there, so they're there. I guess my question is, when I make an adjustment in that folder that seems like it's on my computer, but apparently it's not. It's on.
It's in the cloud.
Working in the cloud. That makes all the changes that right on there, and vice versa, except for the color thing. I don't seem to see there's no colors on. Yeah, it does. No, okay.
So those are, and those are kind of niche questions that I can talk with you individually about. But okay, are there any other basic functions I can show you here that you're thinking about? Yeah.
One last one with where's this last? So a bunch of staff projects coming up here. I can share the folder. They can all submit them. My apprehension to doing that is, I'm not worried about them messing with each other's stuff. I don't want them looking at all each other's presentations and just being like, oh, I know I've got to do what so-and-so does in the class and go
Well, it
through
depends.
and
You have to have a conversation with yourself. I personally, I just go, hey man, if Josh's presentation is more creative than mine, then I can look at Josh's and go, man, I better step up my game, right? Or if it's the same
I want them
project.
to say, like, I'm more toward the other way of just copying.
So it's like Jim Rummy where you got to lay down your hand
So
right
if
at
it's
the end.
if it's the same homework, then yeah,
you're giving them the rubric and everything else. I just don't want them going through and just literally copying
Right.
someone else's
So
assignment.
Josh has completed the stats assignment.
Right.
Or you go and look at Josh's stuff and copy it.
And just modify it to
Then that might be an assignment that you don't want to use that.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
There's no way to avoid that.
Yeah, so you have to think, again, that's what I said at the beginning of this presentation, you have to think, okay, what do I want to do?
Okay, thank you.
But as I think we talked about earlier, Mike, isn't there, and guys, any answer to this question? And I mean, that's okay, I can ask you, we can go big if we need to. Shouldn't there be a way for you to create a folder with uber restricted access? Just get the link, give the link to the kids, and then the kids could drop their files into that, and then not see each other's? Because I'm thinking about doing something similar for Epic, for their evaluating their performance, but I do not want them to see each other's work.
On the top,
like, that
off
would
the
be a
top of
deal
my
breaker.
head,
No.
Okay, yeah, I was playing around with it, and I couldn't figure out a way to
unless
feel confident that I could do that.
you create a number of different group folders.
Yeah.
Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and share it only.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I want to create a group with these two guys,
Yeah.
and I share it only with those two guys.
Yeah.
And then you can do this universe like, okay, now I need to have everyone's email.
Yeah.
But they can submit PowerPoints and stuff like that on School Loop in the calendar.
Yeah. Right, but what I'm trying to have them do is create a Google folder for themselves that's going to be their journalism portfolio for the rest of their career, and then share that with me. But I do not want them to see each other's portfolio.
Then you have to create a bunch of different folders. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So I think it's just gonna come down
You
to
could
them.
do this. You can
Them just sharing their individual folders with me, and then I can organize it.
or create a spreadsheet and say, enter all your emails in here,
Yeah.
and then capture the ones
Yeah.
that you want and dump them in. Yeah.
Or
Wait,
you
what?
you just have them organize it the way
You
you
can find out all
want
their
it, and
emails,
then share it
have them
just you.
That's
So you
probably
show them
create
how
a
to organize
and
it.
it's still
You go, okay,
20
put your emails in
into
here.
my
Yeah.
shared folder, but I can
Capture those
But then
emails.
you can just,
Why-
yeah.
So you can know what individual students' emails are and assign only certain students to a folder.
Oh, so you made the folders,
Yes.
and then you're giving that student their access.
There would be a way for you to just create like a
Okay, I feel like we've reached a plateau.
throw them in there.
Have at it.
They're doing the.
And this one, I hope this was, I went way longer than
But I
anticipated.
don't know a way to feel safe.
You guys were asking questions.
Is,
Yeah, so we would
hey,
have to.
is it possible to share with people
come around.
on the version that's on my computer?
My thing, and then you can go drop.
Because I tried to share.
And then that's what
So